Hi guys, I'll start this SPSS tutorial series with problems that involve finding differences between means. As you can see, I'm using this guide that I already uploaded on our group page. So expect that in the entire tutorial series, I will refer to this guide. And of course, we will perform statistical analysis on all the tools included here. Also, take note that parametric tools are highlighted here in violet, while the non-parametric tools are highlighted in green. So, without much further ado, umpisa na natin yung mga tools. Again, used to check differences between a group and a single value. So, let's have one sample t-test first. Now, in this guide, nilagay ko na lang yung mga dapat nating i-meet na requirements before using a particular tool. Here for one sample t-test, okay, so dapat ratio or interval data that is normally distributed. Again, parametric test kasi ito, so we have to be strict with normality. So kailangan muna nating i-test kung normal ang ating data set. For our sample data, let's assume that we are studying the average length in centimeters of clownfish. So, nag-field study kayo sa Boracay, for example, in a dive site doon. Saan nyo ba usually mahanap itong mga clownfish? Diba they are commonly associated with sea anemones, right? So, maybe using hand nets, you collected samples and measured each using calipers and measuring boards. You were able to get data from 50 fish. Now, you want to check if your samples are still consistent with the average global length, which is 8 centimeters. And by the way, we have to perform each step in the hypothesis testing para masanay na kayo. So I have here a template that you can also download from our group page. So there's a link there to my Google Drive. Okay. Now, step 1 here, you state the null and alternative hypothesis. Okay. Yung HO natin, the average length of clownfish in Boracay Island diving site is equal to the global average, which is 8 cm. And for our alternative hypothesis, of course, the exact counter to that or the opposite of that statement. So the average length of clownfish in Boracay Island diving site is not equal to 8 cm. Alright. And then step 2, we choose the level of significance or alpha and sample size. So by convention, we use the 0.05. Recall that with this, we are 95% sure of our decision later, assuming we haven't committed type 1 error. Our n is of course 50. And step 3, we will determine the test statistic needed to answer our problem. So first, I included here your Kolmogorov-Smirnov test for normality. So this is a requirement kasi nga one sample t-test is a parametric test. And we need to ensure that the data we have from our samples is normally distributed. So pag na-ensure na natin na normally distributed, we can now perform one sample t-test. And of course, our primary statistic is one sample t-test. So here we have step 4. We now determine the critical values for acceptance and rejection. So basic lang to guys. If our p-value is greater than 0.05, we accept HO. Otherwise, if our p-value is less than 0.05, we have to reject HO. So, meron mga instances na baka may magtanong na, what if sir, your p-value is exactly equal to 0.05? So, hindi naman po yan common na nangyayari. So, if that happens talaga, your decision may be considered as somewhere between marginally significant or marginally insignificant. Okay? So, and meaning kailangan mo pang mag-test ulit or you check again or resample again. Okay? Now, step 5, of course, we collect data and compute the value of the test statistic. Now, the data is already given. Again, you can also download this from our group page. And of course, for the computation, you are now watching this tutorial video. So let's now perform the required analysis. Test for normality muna tayo. Okay, click on Analyze, Non-Parametric Test, Legacy Dialogues, then your one sample Kolmogorov-Smirnov test. So ipasok natin tong variable natin on clownfish length sa test variable list. And in the test distribution, check normal. So we are looking or we are checking for normal distribution. You can click options. Okay, pwede tayong humingi ng descriptive statistics. So here, click descriptives, continue, then click OK. Okay, so here are our descriptive statistics table. We have a mean of 8.048. So that's our mean, the mean of our samples. And we have the standard deviation of 0.602. Now, of course, the minimum and maximum values. In the test table here, hanapin nyo lang yung asympt-sig value. So, here, ito po siya. It's 0.2. Again, 0.2, is it less than or greater than 0.05? 0.2. So, obviously, guys, it's greater than 0.05. Now, from our hypothesis testing steps, so it's greater than, our p-value is greater than 0.05, we have to accept HO and claim that our data set is normally distributed. Now, there is another way to do this para makita natin ang graph ng data natin. Okay, again, click on Analyze, Non-Parametric Test, One Sample. Here, pwede mo mong hayaan na muna na si SPSS mag-analyze automatically. But again, we will do it manually. Okay, so click Customize Analysis. Go to Fields. Transfer natin tong variable natin in the test field. Go to Settings and you choose or you click on Kolmogorov-Smirnov. Then run. So as you can see here, we have a graph na makikita mo talaga na normally or normal yung data set mo with this bell-shaped curve. So first step pa lang po yan. So we're done testing for normality. We are now sure that yung dataset natin na to is normally distributed. We now check if our mean, which is 8.04, or almost 8.05 here, is consistent with the global average, which is 8.0. So mag one sample t-test na tayo. So click Analyze, Compare Means, one sample t-test. Then i-transfer ulit natin to as our test variable. For our test value, lagay natin yung 8 cm na global average for clownfish length. Then click OK. So hanapin nyo ulit ang p-value, yung sig two-tailed. And it's 0.576. Again, greater or less than 0.05? It's greater than 0.05. So we go back to our hypothesis template and write down our decision to accept HO. Again, our HO, the average length of clownfish in Boracay Island diving site, is equal to the global average, which is 8 cm. Okay? Now, I included in the dataset for this video data on seagrass shoot density. You can also perform one sample t-test on this. Seagrass shoot density is measured in number of shoots per square meter. So, assuming ulit that as a marine biologist, nag-survey kayo ng mga seagrass, maybe somewhere here in Dumangas, meron din yata sa Lamintao, or maybe you surveyed seagrasses in Guimaras Island. So, simple naman yung ginagawa dyan. So, gagamit kayo ng quadrat, okay? You lay it down on the seagrass beds and you count the number of shoots per area. So, for example, you converted all your data to number of shoots per square meter. So, andyan na yung data, guys. So, it's your assignment. And don't forget, yung mga tipong ganyan, ilalabas yan sa performance activity niyo pag pinahands-on ko na kayo. So, better practice. And by the way, the global seagrass shoot density is 450 shoots per square meter. So, also consider that in the analysis. Okay, so we will discuss the results of the analysis for this in my next tutorial video. So, bali yung mga assignments natin sa next video ko na i-include ang sagot. And bye for now. So, see you in the next tutorial session.